It's 365 Hawaii
with Eric and Julie Zemelis, and today we are on the seawall in front of the Kona Inn, and right behind us is beautiful Kailua Bay.
Yes, and so we have been traveling overseas in France and for almost a month, and we sort of learned some things about just being here in Hawaii, and we thought we would share those items with you.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you guys, obviously, you come on and off the island, and you have a shared experience that we have of what just happened, where you've been gone for a while, and then you come back, and then you find yourself wandering around Kona going, oh my gosh, I missed this, or I love this, or oh my gosh, this is the best thing about being here, where it's not like that at home. And so this video gives us a little bit about what we have found that we are passionately loving about our island, and it brings you back to maybe when you showed up on the island too, and the things that you missed. One of my things I always love about Kona is this blue water, and specifically I love coming right here to the Little Pier Beach because the sand goes out here and it's so easy to get in. And usually when we film this, I'm always saying, man, I wish I could get in that water. Hopefully today. But the good news is about this space right here too, it's so awesome to see people from all generations and locals and tourists alike. And everyone's always showing aloha to one another, and there's so much happiness here. It's really awesome.
One of the things that I do every single time that I get back from wherever the heck we're traveling to is come down Aloha. And this one particular stretch, it has the wind kind of blows in with the tropical breezes, and you can smell the ocean. And the ocean has a very distinct smell to it. It's kind of a warm and inviting, and it actually smells warm. Kind of this salty tropical thing, much different than it is in the mainland of where it is. So coming down here always brings back, and I've been doing this since every single time I've got here since we started coming in 2005, and it's like coming in is like your home.
So one of the things that Eric and I did while we were in Europe is we visited Monte Carlo, and I'll tell you, all those yachts and all those people, I'd rather have the outrigger canoes any day of the week. What we love about Kona is the reef and the fish. And like right now, the waves are coming up, and you can see it's like jewels being pulled up into the waves as the yellow tang and the other tropical fish get pulled up off the reef and then given their little hooly ride on the wave. One of the reasons people travel is to discover new cultures and get a chance to learn about the background of ancient civilizations. And so that's another reason we traveled to France this year. We walked through our cobblestone villages and learned about 17th century battles. But one of the beautiful things about coming back to Hawaii is we get a chance to enjoy the own culture here, which is Hawaiian culture, and it's very much alive. You know, we enjoyed our outdoor cafes in France. But I'll tell you, these outdoor cafes we have in Kona, with the view of the ocean instead of the street, beat it by a long shot. So I got a chance to go to some different markets in France. They had the stone fruit that, yeah, okay, we can't get here in Hawaii. But you know what? Right next to me is white pineapple, mango, rambutan, lychee, my favorite, papaya. This is all the good stuff that you love about in Kona. It's just coming here and getting the fresh fruit. Yum. One of the reasons we went to France is because we wanted to experience the wine and the food and the culture and the stone buildings. But one thing that we realized that was missing, and again, you don't get it till you've been here for a while, is the aloha spirit. And I know a lot of you guys have said, wherever you are on the mainland, when you come here, you definitely get a different feeling for the way that people treat one another in all aspects of your time here on the island. And when you live here, you definitely feel it too. And we wanted to say, you know, how important it is that when you're traveling and you realize somebody's not going to reach out, maybe lend you a hand, or if you say hello, then people aren't going to respond back to you. When we were in France, I'd say bonjour, and I found out later they hate that sing-songy kind of thing that we do here in Hawaii, where we say aloha. So I want to tell you guys an interesting story though, because Eric and I are talking about, it's not like you go off to different places in the world, you don't find kind people. But yeah. One of the things that happened when I was in Lyon was I tripped and I fell at a restaurant in front of a bunch of people, and I landed on the ground. And I will say that they jumped up, and in French they were saying "ça va," which means like, "Are you okay?" And the level of outpouring to try and help me while I was down on the ground was pretty awesome. And I know that obviously that would happen here too. People jump up to help you, but that was really cool. And that's what I'm talking about. Those kinds of instances where people just show up for you, especially when you're in places where you're not, that's not your home, right?
Right. But that's what's so amazing about being here is that it's almost like it's all the time. It's kind of like it's almost in the fabric, in the energy of the island, that you're just expected to be nice to each other. That we are a part of an ohana, a family. And so it has that feeling. The minute you get off the plane, it's just like, you just feel like you're part of a group.
Yeah. And when you say expected, what it is, I think too, is that the longer you're here, it's not the fact that you're just expected, it's that you want to do it.
Yeah.
It becomes something that you realize is the more that you show aloha to others show it to you. And so it's kind of the circle of aloha, of kindness, and just an energy around like just looking out for one another.
Yeah, right? And it's very comforting, and that's why people love being here, of course, right? I mean, and again, it's not an everywhere kind of thing, and it's not every man for himself.
Right.
We're all together,
right,
in the same place.
And one of the places that we saw no aloha was in the driving, especially in Paris, where there is no aloha.
Well, it's more of a competitive thing than anything else. So
I'm going to get in front of you.
There's
no rules. Where that's one thing I think that people do say when they come to Hawaii is that people actually let you in. They're not trying to push you off the road.
There's very much a kindness in there.
Yeah.
And what's funny is that even there was this very hyper competitiveness for driving. But at the end of the day, when we got to our location, a lot of those people that were so cutting ahead of us, you can still see them. So it always goes back to, and this is just a rule for everybody, if you really work hard to be super competitive and cut everybody off and get there, you don't always get there first, and that's the funny part about it.
Right. And so one of our fans said, could you please tell people about driving in Hawaii, to drive with Aloha? And that's part of the whole thing too, is just drive with kindness and patience, right? And that's how we all like to be part of this Hawaiian culture, is the fact that you're just cool with people, just when people are looking for a friendly smile, a helping hand, it's easy to give it out as it is to receive it. So that's one of the things that we definitely miss while we were away from the island.
And that is Aloha.
Hey, so sometimes when I'm off island, I get questions from people on my 365 blog asking about where the places to watch sunset. And of course, in Kona, you can't beat our sunsets. One of the things that we do really love about sunsets is we do a live sunset on Sundays for all of you who cannot be there. And we do it on this channel, 365 Hawaii. And I'm telling you guys, when you see the sun setting out over this whole part of Kailua Bay, you know that you're in Hawaii and you're having an amazing experience. It's like an art show every single night. And you can very, very rarely get that from any other part of the country, just because the fog in the air adds a little bit of the extra haze adds that extra boost of reddish in the sunset, and it's a different show every night.
All right, so as you're getting off the plane, the doors open and you get that tropical, humid smell that comes in, and then it has a fragrance to it. It's the plumeria. The plumeria kind of wafts into the air and gives all of the, at least where we are, kind of a tropical smell that you don't get normally in other places.
All right, well, I hope you guys liked all the stuff that we covered today. And if you guys have any thoughts of more things, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys' favorite thing in Hawaii is about.
Right, and what do you miss when you're away from the island, that when you come back, that you go like this, oh my gosh, I love this thing.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe.
And if you'd like some resources about the island, we have our website at movetohawaii365.com. And if you join the Ohana, 365 Ohana, I'll make sure that you get some free resources, and you can also do one-on-one Zoom calls with us to get more information about the island.
And with that, we'll say
Aloha.